Most people in Brisbane have heard the name Whiskey A Go Go, but not everyone knows what really happened there, just after 2 a.m. on the 8th of March, 1973. This wasn't just a nightclub fire. It was one of Brisbane's most suspicious mass murders. And 50 years later, questions about who was really responsible still haven't really been answered. Tonight, we're going back to that night in Fortitude Valley, to the club, to the people inside, and to the long shadow this firebombing left over Brisbane. It's early 1973. Brisbane's nightlife is small, but it's growing. The Whiskey A Go Go nightclub in Brisbane's Fortitude Valley is one of the city's busiest late-night spots. The club sits on the first floor of a building above street level. Downstairs is the foyer and the only main staircase in and out. On the night of March 7th, rolling into the early hours of March 8th, the club is packed. Around 100 people are inside. Staff are working, a band is playing, people are drinking, dancing, and trying to forget their problems for a few hours. No one inside knows that downstairs in the foyer, 2 drums of fuel are about to be turned into a weapon. Just after 2 a.m., witnesses later describe seeing 2 drums of fuel carried into the foyer of the nightclub. The drums contain a mixture of petrol and diesel. The liquid is poured out and ignited. When the fuel mixture catches, it doesn't just burn. It turns the foyer into a furnace. The fire explodes upwards, sending thick, toxic smoke racing up the stairwell into the club. Inside, on the first floor, the music is still playing. At first, people notice a smell. Then they see smoke. And then, almost instantly, the room starts to fill. Panic hits fast. The club only has limited exits. The main way out is down those stairs, straight into the smoke and flames. Staff try to guide people to safety. Others run for windows, desperate for air. The lights go out or are choked by smoke. People drop to the floor to breathe, but the toxic gases are rising. Many of those who die that night don't die from burns. They die from asphyxiation. Carbon monoxide and smoke fill the space so quickly that for many, there is no time to escape. Those who reach the windows face another problem. They are on the first floor above the street. Below is a narrow awning. Jump and you might break a leg. Stay and the smoke might kill you. So people jump. Survivors later describe bodies landing on the awning, sliding off onto the road, and others helping to catch or drag people away. Outside, on the street, witnesses watch in shock as people burst through windows just to get out. Fire crews race to the scene, but the fire has moved fast and the smoke is deadly. The crews attempt to put out the fire, but the attempts are futile. By the time the fire is out and the building is searched, the scale of the tragedy is clear. 15 people have died. Many others are injured, some with serious burns, broken bones, and trauma that will stay with them for life. The victims are club staff and patrons. They are young and old. Some were just out for a good night. Some were just working a shift to pay the bills. The Whiskey A Go Go fire becomes one of Australia's worst mass murders. Brisbane wakes up to the news in horror. Families wait for names. And very quickly, questions start. Who would do this? And why? In the weeks around the Whiskey A Go Go fire, Brisbane's underworld is restless. There had already been firebombings and threats connected to nightclubs and so-called protection rackets. Rumors had been circulating that more venues could be targeted. Some people later say warnings were given that something big was going to happen. Whether those warnings were acted on, and by whom, became part of the long story that followed. Police quickly focus on links between the firebombing and organized crime. In particular, attention turns to two men whose names will be tied to this case for decades: John Andrew Stewart and James Richard Finch. In the aftermath of the fire, detectives launch a major investigation. They collect evidence from the scene. They interview club staff, survivors, and people connected to Brisbane's criminal underworld. Stewart and Finch, both with criminal histories, emerge as key suspects. Police claim they obtain admissions and confessions. In his police confession, Finch told detectives that on the night of the fire, he was dropped near the Whiskey Ogogo at about 1 a.m. with 2 drums, which he then hid in the dark near the club before the firebombing. Eventually, both men are charged with murder over the Whiskey Ogogo firebombing. From early on, controversy surrounds how those confessions were obtained. In later years, both Stewart and Finch claim they were verbaled, that police fabricated or twisted their alleged statements. Despite their protests, the case goes to trial. In court, the prosecution lays out its case. They present evidence about the planning of the attack, the use of the fuel drums, and the links to Stewart and Finch. Witnesses give testimony connecting the men to threats and underworld activity. The defense challenges the reliability of the alleged confessions. They argue the men have been set up, that the police evidence cannot be trusted. But in the end, the jury finds both men guilty. John Stewart and James Finch are convicted of murder over the Whiskey Ogogo firebombing. They receive life sentences. Officially, the case is solved. But outside the courtroom, doubts continue to simmer. Did these two men act alone? Were others involved? And were all of the facts really put before the court? From prison, both Stewart and Finch continue to protest their innocence. Finch, in particular, becomes known for his shifting account. In his signed police confession, he placed himself at the club in the early hours of the fire, describing how he was dropped nearby with 2 drums of fuel, which he hid in the dark near the building. But later, Finch publicly recanted. He claimed the confession was false, that police had verbaled him, putting words in his mouth. He insisted he and Stewart were innocent and had been set up by corrupt officers. So, on the record, you have the same man, in his own signed confession, placing himself delivering drums to the club, and then turning around and saying that confession was untrue and forced, while running a long-term campaign from prison claiming innocence and police corruption. For the families of the 15 victims, this is a double burden. They have lost loved ones, and they have to live with constant questions about whether justice was truly done. At the same time, allegations emerge about corruption and misconduct in parts of Queensland's police force during that era. In that climate, claims of verbaling, false confessions recorded by officers, don't seem impossible. All of this feeds into a growing movement calling for the Whiskey Ogogo case to be looked at again. Decades after the fire, the case officially returns to the spotlight. A new inquest into the Whiskey Ogogo fire is opened. The goal isn't to retry Stewart and Finch, but to examine whether anyone else was involved, whether warnings were ignored, and whether the full story has ever been properly told. Survivors, detectives, and other witnesses are called. Some give evidence that they were told to limit what they recorded in original reports. Others describe threats, underworld pressure, and a culture of fear around speaking out. The inquest hears about alleged extortion attempts against Brisbane nightclubs. It explores claims that more people were part of the planning than those who were actually convicted. For families and survivors, the inquest is painful. They have to relive the night of the fire. But it is also a chance to put more of the truth on the public record. Even so, not every question is answered. Some people who might have known more are now dead. Evidence has aged. Memories have faded. Today, the Whisky A Go-Go firebombing is remembered as a turning point in Brisbane's history. It is a story of a city's nightlife, its underworld, and its police. But above all, it is a story of 15 lives cut short. The site is marked by memorials honouring the victims. Each name belongs to a real person, with family and friends who never forgot them. The case still raises big questions. How do we balance justice, truth, and time? What happens when major crimes are shaped by fear, corruption, or silence? And what does it take, decades later, to finally listen to those who survived? For many, the Whisky A Go-Go fire is not just a piece of true crime. It is a reminder of what happens when warnings go unheeded, when greed and violence collide with ordinary people's lives, and when a night out can change a city forever. If you want more factual Australian stories like this one, based on real court records, inquests, and contemporary reporting, follow this channel and save this video. In the next episode, we'll go deeper into the key figures, the underworld war surrounding the Whisky A Go-Go, and other Australian cases that changed the way we think about crime and justice.